welcome back to Dr. You. I'm your host, Dr. Noah, and today we talk about a topic that I've had some real personal interest in, because we're talking about irritable bowel syndrome. This is a disease that people have, constipation, diarrhea, and as we'll talk about, it can be life-threatening, but what the most moving thing for me is what an impact it has on people's lives. And one of the YouTubes that you'll watch is a young, early 20s young man, as he was almost having tears in his eyes that his life was miserable. This is where you have to go to the bathroom now, and you have to always constantly be on guard about where there's a restroom. You could be driving, you could be out on a date, and that's what he confided with me is, this was wrecking his life. He wasn't able to have dates. He wasn't able to go out with friends because if this started to attack him, he'd have to stop whatever he's doing in the car and immediately try to find a restroom to evacuate, his stools. Otherwise, he'd have an accident. So irritable bowel, once again, is a devastating type of, social, personal, spiritual type of disease. Not to say that other diseases aren't. This one, is, at least from my, 28 years of practice, seems to have the most social impact on an individual. You become actually trapped. You either stay at home or you have to know exactly where every bathroom is on your little journey there. It's just nuts. And as we'll talk about, there's some research show that irritable bowel syndrome, the risk of colorectal cancer, the number 2 killer of cancer. After lung cancer, colorectal cancer kills more people than any other kind of cancer here. So this is a bad news type of situation. So what happens is that people start to develop this constipation, diarrhea, and it's a terrible situation. And there's different types of thinking about it. The most common thinking is right now it has to do with the immune system. Your immune system is not functioning right and actually starts to irritate your intestinal tract to the point where it becomes ulcerated, becomes so sensitive that any type of what's called a bolus, when you eat food, that food then now is technically called a bolus, goes down and it has to go through your little tubes down through your digestive tract and then evacuated through your anus. And as that goes down, that irritates, just like if you had sunburn, so irritating that the body just, once again, just want to explode out. And that's exactly what happens to people and have terrible accidents like that. So it's an autoimmune disease. It's an inflammatory. It has to do with different factors. And risk factors has to do with age, race, family history. One of my favorites is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory is a big factor to cause that particular type of problem. So as you'll find out inside Dr. You, we give you different type of solutions, and you can watch the video, is that in a very short amount of time you can really correct this problem and bring your life back in order. So go ahead, click in and take a look at that.